Today I'm going to show you a really fast and simple way to make a custom Unity inspector. We're going to cover making a custom button, using preprocessor directives to make it really easy to update our script, and I'll also show you how to extend the script so you can go to town and not use it just for buttons. Okay, to start off we have a new mono-behavior script called AwesomeScript, and we'll define what it does, which for demo purposes is just going to instantiate a particle effect, but you can fill in whatever you want to test, and then we write a preprocessor directive. Typically, Unity editor scripts are a big pain in the butt, but we can avoid that if we keep it small and in the same script. But we need conditional compilation to do that, so we need to tell the compiler to ignore Unity editor code when we make a build of our game. Otherwise, when we build it, it will have a compiler error. Once we do that, we can safely mix Unity engine code with Unity editor code together in the same file. And doing it this way, we don't need to make a separate editor folder for the editor script. So let's start making the editor script, wrapping it in our conditional block. We override the default inspector GUI method. The inspector has a target, so we need to get that and convert it to our AwesomeScript type. Then we add a space, and then we'll make our button, which then invokes our goBoom method. And let's check it out. Yep, we go boom. But this can get even more useful, so let's make a horizontal section. This can help you make nice and small inspectors. We need both a start and an end horizontal. Next, we're going to print out some debug info to the inspector. In some situations, this can be a nice alternative to using debug log statements. So just as an example, let's say we have a runtime list of transforms that gets populated during gameplay. We can add target, and then we want to hide this debug stuff behind a foldout. So we'll define a static bool for the foldout so it applies to all of our awesome scripts. Then we'll use editor layout begin foldout header group. And because we want this to be read-only debug info, we'll use begin disable group and end disable group. We'll throw in a label field, then we'll need to iterate our list of transform targets, but be careful here, targets is an editor class field. We want our awesome scripts instances targets, and then we can go through them in our list and have an object field for our transform. And if you click on it, it'll actually ping the transform of the scene, so that's actually very nice. And then we need to handle if there's nothing in our list. There's actually something very important I haven't explained yet. Let's test the list with an update method and add a target to it. When we press space, you'll notice the inspector doesn't refresh until we hover over the inspector. That's because Unity editors only refresh when interacted with by default, so you need to tell it when it should refresh automatically. To fix, all we need to do is override the method of requires constant repaint and check the count and compare it to a cached count. And if you want to be lazy, you could just return true here and it'll refresh all the time. Alright, so if you like this, don't forget to check out my playlist of other Unity productivity tips. These little editors can really save you a lot of time, so make them early and often.